We gonna let it all hang out. Oh my goodness, we're back for another episode. Breaking news: P. Diddy still as bad as Jeffrey Epstein. As more topics come to light, we're going to cover a lot on P. Diddy this episode, including his lawyer speaking out for the first time, his children breaking their silence. I'm going to run down the list of CEOs who have resigned in the wake of the arrest. We're also going to talk about one of Diddy's former bodyguards and how he is claiming that all these issues that are going on in New York City with the police commissioner and the mayor's office are all tied in together with the P. Diddy scandal. Not our claim, his. More on Jaguar Wright and what she is saying in the last few days, because she is obviously speaking a lot, a big part of being one of the early whistleblowers was Jaguar. So we'll hear a little bit from her as well, and there's more. I obviously can't even put everything in the recap of what we're going to talk about as far as P. Diddy goes. Plus, we're updating another story that we've long been following. That's the Gabby Petito saga. Gabby Petito, Brian Laundrie. We have a lot of topics on this, a lot of episodes that we've done. Go back into the playlist at anthonyonair.com on the YouTube channel. Go take a look. They just released the Bodycam footage of the parents in the days where Gabby was missing before they found her body. So we're going to share that with you. That's pretty chilling and disturbing. Plus, Donald Trump is saying that Iran is after him again. There have been more attempts on his life, and a Harris campaign office was shot at. All that and more coming up on this episode. It's you and me. It's a podcast, baby. Let's go. I have to start with Diddy's lawyer, because he went on TMZ and he did an interview with the TMZ guy. And I'm going to share the audio with you in the video here. You'll see it on the screen for those of you who are watching the podcast. For those of you who are only listening on Spotify or any of the audio outlets, full video of the podcast is available on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify. You can watch the podcast video on Spotify as well. Just want to put that out there for the people that listen only. Anyway, he was the lawyer was on there, and they were discussing the baby oil stuff, about how much bottles of baby oil was found in Diddy's home. The report that came out from the Department of Justice was 1,000 bottles of baby oil. So credit the TMZ guy for asking his lawyer about that. And he said, the 1,000 bottles. And first of all, before this clip, the lawyer downplayed the freak-offs. He was like, they call them freak-offs now. Back in my day, they called them threesomes. So he was trying to downplay the whole thing, as lawyers tend to do, who are trying to get their clients off the hook. And then the TMZ guy's like, what about this whole baby oil thing? There's 1,000 bottles. And he's like, I don't know about 1,000 bottles. And then he gives his theory on the baby oil. So we'll pick it up from there. This is courtesy of our pals over at TMZ and their wonderful TikTok channel. That's where we're getting this clip from. Here you go.
He's saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way. I don't know what you need 1,000 for. I mean, he has a big house. He buys in bulk. I think they have Costco's in every place where he has a home. I mean, have you sat in a parking lot of a Costco and see what people walk out of there with?
Not 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was. Let's just say it's a lot. Okay.
He goes, let's just say it's a lot. Yeah, 1,000 would be a lot. 1,000 would be a lot. I didn't think it would be possible. Thanks, Miss Justice. I didn't think it would be possible for the lovely folks over at Costco to get dragged into the P. Diddy drama. Right, TD Freelancer? He buys in bulk. Why does your client have 1,000 bottles of baby oil? He likes Costco. What can I tell you? He buys in bulk. Big Costco guy. If you went down to Diddy's basement, are you going to see a big orgy room? No, you're going to see 1,000 boxes of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Why? It's his favorite cereal, and he shops at Costco. What do you want from me? I don't know. There's no such thing as freak offs. There's no freak offs. He likes money off, which is why he shops at Costco. I don't know. Is he working up a Costco endorsement deal for Diddy when he gets out of prison? Was that the game plan of the lawyer? I don't understand any of it. I mean, you gotta love lawyers. They're just like, I don't know. He loves Costco. What are you gonna do? Big Costco guy. Do you think the lawyer was sitting there going, I shouldn't say BJ's, right? That wouldn't be appropriate. I should go with Costco. I mean, it's all a lie anyway. I'm making this shit up as I go. I might as well go with Costco, stay away from the whole BJ thing. That's clearly the route to go, because he says BJ's there, it's over. He gets laughed out of every single interview he's going to do for the rest of his entire life. Jumps at Costco. Is my client an abusive sex trafficker? No. Does he love coupons and bulk deals? Yes. If you're going to say I feel like we're talking to Jackie Childs, right? Wasn't that the lawyer on Seinfeld? Was it Jackie Childs? Was his name? I feel like we're talking to Jackie Childs here. It wasn't your fault the coffee burnt you, Kramer. It was the coffee was too hot, If you're going to accuse my client of anything, it's being a loyal member of the Costco shopping club. That's what you could. There's guilty as charged. You can, if being a member of Sam's Club is a crime, well, then you could lock away Diddy because that's what he loves. It's not about what the baby oil is used for. It's that he likes a good deal. He likes a good deal, Yeah. What other bulk yeah. He likes socks. My client loves go check his drawers. There's thousands of pairs of socks. He's got a lot of socks. Big Costco guy. I don't know if you know this, but he loves Costco jeans too. Big fan of Costco jeans. He doesn't. You would think he wears Sean John, his own label. He does not. He likes a good old Jordache Levi Costco deal for his jeans. That's where Diddy likes to be. Yeah, that's what Diddy is about. They're all about the savings. He's all about the big sampler Diddy, huge. Forget the diddler, call him the sampler. Not just on songs, but when it comes to getting down that end of that Costco aisle when he's buying his baby oil in bulk, he likes to go in there and get one of those little samples with the cheese and the crackers on them. Big fan of that. He loves it. Diddy loves it. Also likes to gas up with Costco cards because, he's got a big entourage. He's got to save up that money, I can't believe a grown man sat there and was like, have you ever been in a Costco parking lot?
It's a big house. He buys in bulk. I think they have Costco's in every place where he has a home. I mean, have you sat in a parking lot of a Costco and see what people walk out of there with?
Not 1,000 bottles of baby.
I mean, have you sat in a Costco? No, I haven't. I haven't sat in a Costco parking lot to see what people are buying. That would be weird. That would be a strange thing to do. The best part about this, though, aside from that, was he goes, I think there's a Costco everywhere. He has a home. That lawyer is something you should be looking up before you start. Before you go out and make a lie, you got to do a little background research in order to get the lie across. Because you can't be like, I'm pretty sure there's Costco's. Have you ever, that whole accusatory, have you ever sat outside of Costco and seen what people are crazy? They're doing all sorts of crazy shit out there. Yeah, not running freak offs. You psychopath. People are trying to survive the economic climate, not trying to run a huge trafficking ring. There's a big difference. You think Diddy's in there with a chicken bake and that fucking boom asshole? I don't think so. I don't think he loves the boom guys. My client loves the boom guys. He's in there. He's getting his bulk items. He's getting a double chunk chocolate cookie. He's giving it 4 booms on his way out to do some charity work. That's what my client. If charity work, chocolate chip cookies, and buying in bulk is a crime, then you could lock P. Diddy up. That's basically what that lawyer is saying. Fucking lawyer. Should we call him an ambulance chaser? For the love of God. fucking Costco. Could you imagine the CEO of Costco was sitting down at the end of a long day, putting on TMZ, and then this asshole is like, "My Diddy loves Costco." I don't know. He'd be like, "Oh, fuck. God damn it. Oh, can't I catch a break from this?" Probably gets home from a long day, talks to his family. How was work today? Yeah, it was a little rough. It was tough. But at least we don't have any huge controversies out there. P. Diddy loves shopping at Costco. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, damn it. God damn it. My client loves the double chunk chocolate chips and a chicken bake. He likes shitting blood, apparently. That's a big thing with him. He has no regard for his intestinal health. He goes into Costco, buys 1,000 bottles of baby oil and a chicken bake, and he comes home and he shits blood, and he's happy about it. And it's a very thrilling course of events. Have you ever stood outside? He should have been like, "No, have you? You fucking weirdo. Have you ever sat outside of fucking..." There's a word for people who sit outside of Costco parking lots and watch people. Creeps. Creeps would be, that's what we call those people. Creep people, you know. Sir, would you like a little sample of baby oil? Oh, this is good. Can I get 1,000, please? Not that I'm going to use it for anything. I just feel like, what a wonderful product. I'd love to have 5,000 years worth stocked up in my garage, if it's possible, please. Thanks. Can you have somebody help me get this out to my car? Costco. What do you have? One of those like little hand truck people, the little pallets, little things. You get a whole pallet. Price check for a pallet of baby oil, please. Can I get a price check of baby oil for P. Diddy? Aisle 6. He wants the whole pallet. He needs the whole pallet, apparently. There's some sort of party going on. He needs a whole pallet of baby oil. Scott, can you come, Scott, to the front? Costco Scott, to the front, please. Do we know if we have any more pallets of baby oil in the back? P. Diddy's here. P. Diddy's here, and he looks crazed, sex crazed, and insane. Gonna need some baby oil. Can we call the store in the next town over and see if they have any more baby oil? Fucking weirdo. And I mean, do you think they had a meeting in the law firm? Do you think they sat and like ordered an expensive lunch and sat around the table and be like, how do we work out this whole 1,000 bottles of baby oil thing? What if we just blame it on Costco? Johnson, that's brilliant. Let's get Johnson, get another thing of chicken salad. You're doing great. Costco's a good idea. Anybody got anything better than Costco? We could blame it all on Costco. Weird people are in Costco. Costco's filled with weird people. Have you sat outside of Costco? So they're filled with weird people. I'll have you know. Johnson, you're doing great. More chicken salad for Johnson, everybody. I think we can wrap this up, actually, now. I think we can figure out. We'll come back tomorrow. There was enough good work for today. That was enough good work for today, everybody. Way to go. We solved the Costco thing, and we're off and running, folks. Nothing to worry about here. The case should be. Imagine the lawyer going back to Diddy in the prison. How's it going, man? Well, I got news for you, Diddy. I know there's a lot of evidence stacking up against you, but we got this whole Costco theory going on, and we think it's going to be. We think it's your OJ glove. We think the Costco thing is going to break this case wide open when the time comes. If the membership fits, you must acquit. That's going to be our new thing. We're going to show. Do you have a Costco membership? That's okay. We got a guy in Brooklyn. He's going to make you a card. It's going to look like you've been a member since '96. It's going to be fucking fantastic. We're just going to ride this whole Costco thing out. You have a shopping problem. You have any coupons in your basement? We're going to get you some coupons. We're going to be like, oh, look, Department of Justice and Homeland Security, you missed the whole coupon drawer. The guy's just insane. He loves couponing and Costco's and the whole fucking thing. That's what we're going with. Fucking Diddy. Diddy deserves a guy like this so he can fucking find his way into prison. Stupid ass. So that's the lawyer breaking his silence. P. Diddy's kids, he's got 6 of them, I believe. I think 3 with Kim Porter. I could be wrong on that. But these poor children, dear Lord, could you imagine? They lost their mother. Turns out, oops, dad's another Jeffrey Epstein. That's going to be a rough existence. You know how they sell, the rough existence for these kids. You know how they sell gift cards at Costco? Do you think they sell therapy gift cards? Because I'd love for Diddy to pick up some therapy discards on bulk for his children, because they are going to need a lot of therapy. These poor kids. These children did not choose to be born to this fucking psychopath. And now their poor mother's gone, and they got to deal with the diddler over here. It's not a great thing. Anyway, the children took to Instagram to write the following quote: "Well, it's about our mom's tragic passing that we feel we need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not. Anyone claiming to have the manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. Additionally, please understand that any so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mom or her family is not a friend, nor do they have her best interests at heart. Our lives were shattered when we lost our mother. She was our world, and nothing has been the same since she passed. While it has been incredibly difficult to reconcile how she could be taken from us too soon, the cause of her death has long been established. There was no foul play. Grief is a lifelong process, and we ask that everyone respect our request for peace as we continue to cope with her loss every single day. We are deeply saddened that the world has made a spectacle of what has been the most tragic event of our lives. Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman she was. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories. We ask that everyone please respect our mother, Kim Porter, and hold her legacy in high regard so that she may rest in peace. It's what she deserves. We love you and we miss you, Mommy." God, when I read Mommy before, I teared up a little bit. I mean, I don't have emotions or feelings, but when they wrote "We love and miss you, Mommy," that broke my heart a little bit. It's got to be tough for these kids. It's got to be tough. I mean, a lot of people are speculating, us too. When you see all this stuff that went on with Diddy and you see how horrible he was to women, she was 47 years old when she suddenly died in 2018. And they're saying, according to the kids, they're saying there's no foul play about it. Pneumonia was the reason given for her death, lobar pneumonia. And, I guess they're saying that there's nothing really to it. They're also saying that the book out there is bullshit. Now, that book has been on like the Amazon bestsellers list for the past couple of days. People are buying it like crazy. It's only 60 pages. It's being sold as a book a manuscript that she was beginning to write. So that's how it's basically gotten out there. And it's alarming, the things that are in there. We haven't really gone through that each instance, but we can. Not, I don't know if we'll do it on this episode. There's so much to talk about with Diddy. Again, we're going to be talking about Diddy had a Ghislaine Maxwell too, and the political involvement and all this, which we'll do that next. But this book, there's a lot to digest in the 60 pages or 59 pages, whatever it is. It's published under a pseudonym. I think that was a name that Tupac also used, is what it's being listed as on Amazon. I don't know if anybody's actually selling physical copies of this or if it's just digital. I mean, it was rushed out there pretty quickly. And I don't know if Amazon is going to wind up taking it back. I don't know how you vet something like that it's real or not. Yeah, there you go. Robin's in the live chat just tearing it up. If you want to buy something off of Amazon, there you go. Oval, baby. The book written by Aaron Campanella, the mastermind behind all the games on the AOA podcast. And 99% of Frank's funny jokes, I believe. That's my conspiracy theory. That none of that funny shit comes from Frank. I think it all gets written by Aaron. By that I know that was written by Aaron. I know that for sure. No pseudonyms there. That's her book. But yeah, I don't know how they, if you say I don't know how you find any credibility in writing. and that's not the right way to say that. I don't know if you can vet a book, because I mean, even whoever's putting it out, I mean, I guess it's not illegal to make up stories about it. I mean, that's fiction, fiction, nonfiction. I don't know. I mean, but to claim that it's from her and it's not from her, I don't know what the course of action is there. Is it liable? Is there lawsuits? Is it a civil thing? I don't know. I would imagine there's some sort of terms of service for Amazon. So I'm sure if the family feels this way and they're putting out a statement, they probably have people working on it to get that thing taken down, as they should. But Paul, I'll take an oval and a baby oil. There you go. I mean, 1,000 bottles that had to be delivered on a pallet. You couldn't. And what car? I mean, unless he was renting U-Hauls and going to Costco. Hey, look at this U-Haul pulling up to Costco. Oh, is that Diddy walking out? Is that Diddy dancing his way into the Costco out of the U-Haul? Yeah, I'm here for the baby oil, please. This lawyer, on what fucking planet does this lawyer think that P. Diddy could walk into a fucking Costco and buy 1,000 pallets of baby oil and nobody's going to take a picture or raise a red flag? I mean, I guess maybe in the lawyer's twisted mind, somebody went for him and bought it for him. Still, that seems like that's a lot of crazy rolled up into one 20-second statement. So anyway, these poor children, if you notice too, none of the stuff about their father is in this. They don't mention Diddy at all, but you can tell they're a little perturbed and annoyed that their mom's getting dragged through this. I mean, naturally so. Hey, listen, we made that. It's a natural leap. It's a natural progression. You see all this crazy stuff, all the weird, untimely deaths in the hip hop world. And then you have Diddy's wife dying of pneumonia randomly in 2018. While all this stuff is going on now that's come to light, you're naturally going to think that there was something a little suspicious about it. The kids say there's not. I'll tend to believe the children. I mean, of course, they could be being told a lie. Who knows? I mean, I'd lie to a kid if there was more behind their mother's death, just to protect them from it. If I was close to them, that's just me. I don't know. But that's what the kids have to say. That's the latest there. That's their breaking of their silence. Lawyer broke his silence. We shared that with you. Oh, okay. All right, let's move over to Jaguar and Diddy's bodyguard, because these two people have been talking for quite a while. Also, Aubrey O'Day is chiming in. So we'll go through some of the people in Diddy's world and what the latest is that they're saying about the freak off parties. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, whatever, make sure you hit the share button. If you're watching on Spotify, if you're listening somewhere, hit the share button on this episode. Put it on your Facebook, put it on your Twitter, put it on your Instagram stories. Even if you don't have a lot of followers, we don't spend money to promote the podcast. We do it by great people like yourself. So if you're enjoying the content, you don't have to pay for it. Hit the share button. That would be appreciated. If you're enjoying the content, you'd love to kick in a little bit. We do have memberships available. Link in the description below. You could become a member for as low as $2.99. That just kind of helps us put the podcast on, pay for the website, the studio, the equipment, all the stuff. Jaguar Wright and Diddy's former bodyguard. I mean, there's a lot of former bodyguards and people in his circle talking, but we're going to talk about Gene Deal. Gene Deal was a bodyguard for Diddy throughout the 90s. He's gone out and talked a lot in the last couple of days. He's been talking a lot for the last little while. So has Jaguar Wright. They're both saying a lot of things, but the latest thing from Gene Deal, P. Diddy's bodyguard, is he believes that all this stuff going on in New York City right now with the police commissioner resigning and somebody else in Mayor Eric Adams' office resigned. There's been a couple of resignations in that area, that neck of the woods there. We've been following this story. We haven't been talking about it a lot on the podcast. I'm just following it because, I'm in here in New York. So whenever the mayor does something or the police commissioner does something, it's news. So you read about it. But what Gene Deal is alleging is that those people are resigning and everything because it has to do with P. Diddy and his situation. He's saying Diddy is not the head of any sort of enterprise, that he works for people, and these bigger politicians are the ones that are, controlling the strings. Diddy is just part of it. The reason why this is being fueled, this sort of speculation, is because all these people are resigning from the mayor's office. A lot of officials, their homes have been raided here in New York City, and the government is not telling us why. We still have no idea. We know that the police commissioner resigned. We know that there was some sort of funny business going on with his brother and trying to extort business owners in New York City. That story has been reported. Not sure how true it is. I did see an interview with the business owner. He seemed to have all his facts in order. So that kind of makes a little sense. I don't know if that's enough to take down a police commissioner. It is. It should be. But in this day and age, you never really know. So there's that part of it. But as far as the official that resigned in Eric Adams' office, the fact that Eric Adams gave Diddy a key to the city very, very recently, I think that was just last year, that Diddy was given the key to New York City. And then he went on, I forget which late night show. Maybe it was Kimmel, or maybe it was one of the ones in New York. I don't really remember. But they're obviously close. Mayor Adams loves to party. He's always going out, hitting the clubs. That's kind of been his MO since taking office. So there's that whole part of it. I don't know if it's true. I tend to doubt that, but this is what Gene Deal is saying, so I can tell you that this is what Gene Deal is alleging. But on the other hand, I don't know for sure. In my heart of hearts, I don't think so. I think whatever is going on in New York City is different. I have nothing to base that on, just kind of gut feeling. Again, it's more based on, well, this one business owner came out against the police commissioner's brother, so maybe there's more of that. That to me sounds more like what's going on. This connection to Diddy, possible. Gut feeling is no. My gut feeling is that's not what we're seeing. But I could be wrong. I have been wrong before. That's for sure. Paul with the breaking news. Look at this, is just coming in. Mayor Eric Adams indicted. This as of, just about the time we jumped on the air here. It seems that Eric Adams has been indicted. Eric Adams has been charged by federal prosecutors in Manhattan. A stunning blow to the first term. Sorry, hit the button. Let me start over again. Eric Adams has been charged by federal prosecutors in Manhattan. A stunning blow to the first-term mayor who once proclaimed himself the future of the Democratic Party. The precise charges are not publicly known, as the indictment remains under seal. The indictment caps a year of deepening legal and political peril for the city's second black leader, rewriting the story of his first campaign for City Hall and casting a pale over his bid for a second term. In the past 2 weeks, Adams has lost his police commissioner, his school's chancellor, and health commissioner. Police commissioner, school chancellor, and health commissioner all resigned over the last couple of weeks. And now Eric Adams has been indicted. Wow. What a shocking turn of events. Again, we don't get to break news here normally, but the New York Times is reporting this as well. Eric Adams has been indicted. What a time we live in, huh? What a time we are living in. A crazy presidential election, chock full with assassination attempts, candidate bowing out. We just got over a friggin' pandemic. P. Diddy gets taken down on a huge sex trafficking ring and racketeering charges. And now the mayor of New York City has been indicted. Look at this. We go to the head of AOA podcast investigations. That's J Sabs, who's coming in with this one. J Sabs.
Yeah, it's over for him.
I would think so. I would think an indictment for a mayor of New York City might be the end of it. What are you hearing? You know some things. You got people. What are you? Is this more Diddy takedown, or is this a separate thing altogether?
Surprisingly, nothing to do with Diddy.
That's what I thought.
And yeah, I was just waiting for this. I was waiting for this, and he's done.
Yet again, I feel like the naive idiot because I feel like
God.
I felt like this is probably a police commissioner thing and his staff thing. Because okay, here's why. Usually you take down the guy in charge first. Right? I mean, why would they do all this other stuff? I mean, I know he was getting investigated. I know it wasn't good, but oh boy.
Yeah, he's done.
All right. Mayor Adams just released a statement saying, quote, "I always knew that if I stood my ground for New Yorkers that I would be a target, and a target I became. If I am charged, I am innocent, and I will fight this with every ounce of my strength and spirit." Sorry, this was last night. He said that. And now he's been arrested. Indicted, I should say.
Well, okay. I have a source. Someone that you don't know I'm friends with this. You don't know this person.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, you don't.
Let's keep it that way because I don't want to get the other person in trouble. So go ahead. What do you got?
It's actually a friend of mine whose boss used to.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, work with.
Doesn't matter. Shut up.
Someone.
Just tell me what they said. You don't have to give me a background.
They said this was coming for Adams from Biden.
Oh, that he was getting arrested. Why from Biden?
Biden was pushing it because of the pushback from Adams about being a blank city. What's it called?
A blank city?
You know, a whatchamacallit city. When they take in the people. Oh my God, I'm losing my words. What's it called?
I know what it's called.
I don't have 1,000 things going through my head right now. So, and literally, I just saw this. So that I literally just sent it to your wife too. I'm like, go ask her.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
They're whatchamacallit, sanctuary city.
There we go.
Everybody has it in the chat.
Could not think of it at all.
Everybody is screaming at their device.
One moment, because I also just got another email about something. Okay.
All right, you putting together. Look at you at the news desk, the breaking news desk.
Breaking news. Yeah. I just feel everyone around him got arrested already. So he put a lot of his friends in charge of things, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
And the consensus is that people think he's worse than de Blasio, which I can't even believe. De
Blasio was a train. He was a fucking train wreck. That guy was a train wreck. Everybody hated that. Now, we've talked about this in the podcast. I've never seen anybody so universally hated than Bill de Blasio.
Yep.
Nobody liked him. Democrats, Republicans, the media, right people, everybody fucking hated that guy.
Well, I will say the consensus is they do not. I have a lot of friends who are cops, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm a cop groupie.
You are. Fair assessment. Go ahead.
And they all say the same thing. They do not like him. And I was shocked because he was a former cop. As we know.
I know.
So, oh man, this just gets. Oh man, I'm not going to sleep tonight now.
I know. You're going to be chasing it. Well, how long do you think we'll know what the indictment is before the end of the show?
I don't know, but I wanted to reveal to the reviewers something. I don't know if I ever said this on the podcast or not. You're like, oh God, what is she going to say?
I always get nervous.
I want to ask the viewers, is it surprising that I used to babysit for one of his advisors?
For one of Eric Adams' advisors?
Correct.
No, not knowing you this long, nothing is impossible.
Yes.
I
Okay.
thought you were going to say I babysat for his kids. I was going to be like, I'd believe that too.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing. You would put nothing past me.
No, nothing at all.
So yes, I used to babysit for one of his advisors who's no longer an advisor because he got in trouble. But this was a couple of years ago. So that's the part that's surprising, right? That he's no longer there because he got in trouble.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Right.
But what did your source say? That he was definitely going to be indicted for all this?
Yep.
I'm surprised.
And yep. Supposedly he was too cocky to quit a few weeks back.
But there was that's interesting. There was also rumors that he was getting money from Turkey or something like that. Some foreign government was donating to his campaign and he didn't disclose it.
That was an original thought, but it's oh my God, what I found out is, let's just say he stole a lot of money.
Adams?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. All right. This is what I want you, J-Sabs, reporting live. J-Sabs with her source. This is what I want you to ask your source. We just got the breaking news that Eric Adams has been indicted. Do you know if baby oil was involved at all? How many bottles of baby oil is in Eric Adams' house right now? Does Eric Adams also have a Costco membership solely for the purchase of baby oil?
Actually, what I did, I just texted my friend. I just texted her, it's happening. Let's see what she says. Baby oil. Man, I'm
trying to think.
Very interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is the first time I think I've ever seen a mayor be indicted. Who's running the show tomorrow? Like, how does it all work now? Does he?
So what does that mean exactly? That he is he's charged with something and he's arrested, or no?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. That means the charges are being brought against him. So I don't know if he's been taken into custody. It's kind of strange. I mean, it's he is in a government building already, so I don't know if they just walk him down the hall, or I don't know how it works. But yeah, he's I don't know if he's gonna have to report tomorrow or what the deal is. Nobody's mentioned anything yet.
Hold on, I'm trying to look at a different source now.
Yeah, work your sources there. Oh yeah,
yep. He is the first sitting New York City mayor to face criminal charges.
Which is surprising because most mayors of New York City have been a crook of some sort or another. They're all bullshit artists, that's for sure.
It's saying indicted in campaign finance case.
Oh, so see, this is going to be the Turkey or whatever country.
Yeah, but that's a cover up.
You think that's a cover up for the whole Diddy thing?
Yes, I don't want to say Diddy. You're obsessed with Diddy.
Me? No, the people.
I'm kidding. Yeah, they are.
The people are. This is a big story.
Let's see.
And here you go. Here's the look. Not good. Not a good optic. Not good to have.
Yeah, no.
Newly, look at these two pair of indictments there, sharing a key to New York City together. Oh boy. Not good.
Oh my goodness. And
again, his bodyguard I think it was this morning. If it wasn't this morning or it was late last night, the bodyguard Gene Deal, he said these things are all linked together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. See, now I got to take things. I got to take things on the surface. If they're saying it's campaign finance, if that's what the indictment, when it gets unsealed, is going to say, then that's what you have to go with. And then people will scream at me in comments all day long. Wake up, asshole. Do your research. It's the Diddy thing. Yeah.
Do your research, dick.
It could be, but as of right now, it's not. So It is awfully suspicious, though, that these two. What and why the? Okay, answer this question, Janine. Everybody, didn't you think it was a little suspicious when randomly out of nowhere Diddy was being given a key to New York City? Like, it was very strange timing. But he's a huge star. I get it. But when was the last time Diddy was relevant?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that he's not a celebrity. He is and always will or would have been. But it wasn't like he was trending. It wasn't like he had a song on the charts or, he had done something newsworthy. He had just been being Diddy for the longest time. He hadn't really done much.
Right.
So
No, you're right.
it is a little suspicious, a little sus, as the kids are saying these days in the schools.
Right.
That all of a sudden they just slapped the keys of the city on him randomly, like a year and a half ago or whatever it was.
That's suspicious. Where did that come from?
Yeah.
Well, now we know.
Well, this is a big day.
I think I have to call out of work tomorrow.
Yeah. You should take some time off. You're gonna be working overtime.
I'm gonna be like, call in and be like, did you even hear what happened with Adams? And they're like, Janine, you live on Long Island now. That's no longer your concern.
I know, right?
You know what's funny? A lot of people, I find this very strange. A lot of people who live on Long Island don't know who the mayor of New York City is.
That is a little strange. Yeah. Because although it has nothing to do with us, I feel like you still feel like he's in charge. Like, I still pay attention to a mayor of New York City story.
Yes.
I don't know if that's habit of living there for so long or because it's the city. I don't really know.
I don't know. Strange, though.
But the mayor of New York City often, and not just Bloomberg, but even Giuliani before him, like they were always a candidate for president. It was it was always like maybe the mayor of New York City will run for president, because it's like if you could pull off running the city, you could run the country basically. It's only a difference of 50 people basically.
Right.
So I feel like the New York City mayor was always kind of a big deal everywhere to everybody who's living in whatever part of the country. But all right, there's not really much else to say about Eric Adams, other than we'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see. We will wait and see. All right.
We have no choice. We'll be waiting.
No. And waiting.
waiting.
Oh man, my head is spinning right now. Literally, as soon as because I had to do the responsible thing and start packing the kids' lunches for tomorrow. So I've been in MIA for the last half an hour or so.
Yeah, that's big. This is something the audience wants to know about. What are they getting tomorrow? Ham and cheese? Turkey and cheese? What kind of craziness are you putting together?
They don't eat anything except peanut butter and Nutella, or a grilled cheese that I make. That is it. They will not try or eat any deli meat.
Those are both pretty disgusting after like 3 hours of sitting in a backpack.
I know. Well, the grilled cheese, I keep it hot, but right.
How? Voodoo? What kind of sorcery are you using to keep a grilled cheese hot all day long?
That's the whole thing. So they get tired of peanut butter and Nutella. We want something different. I said, okay. What would you like? Well, they call it a cheese sandwich. I said, okay, a cheese sandwich. Well, the little one didn't eat it today, really, because she's like, it was kind of soggy. And I'm like, right. Eat normal lunch, and it won't be soggy, you fucktard.
It's your child. Wait, but your kids can have peanut butter in their classroom?
You can't have it in the classroom. You could have it at the lunch in the lunchroom. Your kids can too.
How does that? No, they're not allowed to bring peanut butter to school.
I'm gonna text your wife right now.
Text her. I'm involved in my children's lives. Okay, I know what's going on.
Bring peanut butter for lunch.
All right, I want to share this with everybody. Gene Deal said again in this interview where he alleged that Diddy and the mayor's office they're in cahoots in some way. He says, and I quote, "Puff wasn't born a monster. He was made into a monster. He was made into a monster because of what happened to him, because of things he had to do. To keep it frank, he was doing to other people what was done to him. That's a learned behavior. They was heavy into the drugs. They was heavy into beating women and doing things at that crazy stage that's going to make him think he can get away with the same things that they was getting away with back then. I'm not going to say allegedly because I saw that for my own self," he added. And this was part of the interview that he did today. This is Gene Dill, Diddy's former bodyguard. So he's saying that these things were all done to Diddy. I don't know how true that is. I mean, I think, listen, people have been talking a lot about L.A. Reid and who's the other big music mogul? He had Whitney Houston, the old white guy. Somebody will have it in the live chat. That these guys were the ones doing it to the people Diddy's age. That's been going around for a little while too. I don't know how true. Again, these are all allegations. Clive, thank you. Clive, not Clive Owens. Clive Davis, thank you. Joseph was in there. Christine, you guys all had it. Thank you for the Clive help. Yeah. Clive Davis, like that whole age group of people. Russell Simmons, Kamora Simmons, very close to Diddy and his family. I think that Simmons is probably in between Clive Davis and Diddy as far as age goes. But yeah, a lot of people are speculating that that's what happened to Diddy, and that's why Diddy. I mean, a lot of people are saying that about Usher, and then Usher to Justin Bieber. And then did you see this, Jay Sabs? There was a clip of Justin Bieber. He was like in tears because he was talking about trying to protect Billie Eilish.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Did you know? I mean, did he? I guess he had something to do with her getting discovered.
I had no idea of that either.
Yeah,
The
I didn't.
picture of her looks way different from when she was 17 to now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. He spoke to Zane Lowe of Apple Music back in 2020 ahead of his 2020 release Changes. He teared up when discussing with Lowe about his own experiences in the music industry as a young artist after becoming an overnight success at the age of 14 and being Usher and P. Diddy's protege. Bieber said, and I quote, "It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone telling me they loved me and turn their back on you in a second. I just want to protect her," he added, talking about Eilish, who was 18 at the time of this Bieber interview. "I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody." I guess, so he didn't really discover her, but I guess she was skyrocketing to fame during that time, and he felt protective over her. Holy shit, that's sad. That's really bad. Let me tell you something. Bieber is going to be the word. When Bieber finally speaks up, it's going to be, I don't know when he's going to do it or if he ever is going to do it, because that's a lot to come to terms with. And I think Usher is going to have a lot to say here too, and it's going to be bad. But when Bieber finally talks, it's going to be yeah, because unlike the Epstein victims, none of them were famous. They became
that's why it's different, this one.
They became famous because of this, but Bieber and all these guys were famous beforehand, so what they are going to say is going to carry a lot of weight, a lot more weight than just your average person coming forward.
Well, I can't wait for the Bieber interview. Really, I cannot wait. But more so, I can't wait for the 50 Cent special. When is this coming out?
Yeah, I don't know. So I think they held it up. Didn't we talk about this? They held it up because of all the stuff that was coming out. He's like, they got to wait to film the rest of this.
Right.
Because I would put it out now, end it with the arrest, and then part 2 would be the trial.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Oh man, if I was on that if I got picked for the jury duty for that trial, oh
That would be
my
amazing.
god.
That would be. I'd be so happy.
See, yeah, 50 Cent can't stand him.
Big
He
time
never
hater.
liked him. Yeah.
Well, so I was going to bring this up. So Jaguar Wright, that's the girl who's been giving interviews for the longest time. They asked her about 50 Cent, and she said that 50 Cent's no better than P. Diddy. She said that he hasn't.
Really?
She said that he hasn't done anything yet, but the only reason why he hates P. Diddy is because he wants his spot as, I guess, the kingpin of this kind of thing. I don't really know. See, people like Jaguar Wright, the guy, who's the other guy that's crazy? The frogs are gay guy. What's his name? Can't remember anybody's name anymore.
Rapper?
No. The crazy white guy, the conspiracy theorist guy who got in trouble for saying Sandy Hook was
what's his face? I know who you mean. Wait a minute. I want to ask you a question right now.
Alex Jones. Why can't I remember anything?
There you go.
Thanks.
Let me ask you a question right now.
Go ahead.
Did you know that there was a supposed UFO that crashed into the Brookhaven National Lab in 1992?
Okay. Are you okay? Where are you getting this stuff from? What are you reading at night? How long do you sleep at night?
2 hours.
Yeah, because this sounds like somebody who hasn't gotten sleep in a long time, who stays up till 4 a.m, then wakes up at 6 with their kids, and then goes to work. First
of all, let's go. Let's get this straight. I do not wake up at 6. We wake up at 8 o'clock in this house. Okay.
For real?
For real, because they don't have to get to school till their bus comes at 8:46.
Wow. Okay.
And they don't eat breakfast in the morning, so all they do is get up, fight with each other, put their clothes on, brush their teeth, do their hair, and let's go. I'm not one to fart around in the morning. What time do your kids get up?
Oh, my son is up at 5:30.
Well, now you're lying.
No. He's up early. We try and tell him you can't get up before 6 o'clock. We try and tell him, like, if you wake up early, go back to sleep. It's a struggle. He's got morning show hours. He's got that in his blood.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's up early.
All right. How did I get to this? Okay. Last night I was trying to find something to watch that wasn't a show that me and my husband watched together, because he was, jamming in the basement with his guitar, aka his penis. So I said, let me try to find something. Oh, there's a new show, Paranormal something, okay? Paranormal Encounters, something. I said, okay, whatever. What's this? So there's a couple of episodes. The second episode said Long Island, New York. I said, well, what's this? Talking like something about a UFO. I said, let me just put this on. Well, let me just tell you something. A UFO definitely crashed into Brookhaven National Lab. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
All right. Was this on Netflix?
It is.
All right, I'll check it out.
And so I have to text my aunt because she worked there for like almost 30 years.
Of course, you know somebody who worked there.
Of course I do.
Okay.
So there was this guy who you're going to laugh at this. He had his own club, and it was called like UFO Long Island something.
Mm-hmm.
So people who had encounters. But then he thought the government was after him and he was going to try to kill someone with radiation. Oh, it was a crazy story. His name is something Forge. You've heard of him before. Hold Forge.
Valley's Forge is what you're thinking of.
No. Oh. Hold on, I'll get it. John J. Ford. See?
Got it.
I'm going to tell you something. Look at this. Look, I'm going to read you the first line. Wait, hold on. If it actually is. After the alleged UFO crash in Long Island, Ford believed that the aliens were held captive at the Brookhaven National Lab. There you go. Look him up. Okay? Tell me the shit ain't real.
All right, why don't we do this? Put a plug out for what this is. We'll all watch it and we'll talk about it Friday.
Yes.
All right, what is it called again?
The show. Hold on. It's called Out There: Crimes of the Paranormal. Actually, it's on Hulu, not Netflix.
Oh, Jesus. Hulu. I got to
And
go
the
to
episode
Hulu.
is titled Lights Over Long Island. Lights Over Long Island.
All right, we'll do this next week. Because I got to
I
re-sign
just
up for
never
my
in
Hulu.
my life. Oh,
And you believe all the
I'm
stuff that
giving
you
you
saw?
my password. 100%.
All right.
I'm sorry, but we know. Me and you can't see me right now, but I'm doing the two fingers with my eyes to your eyes, you know, that thing. Me and you know. They're out there.
What was this called? Lights Over Long Pumps? Was that it?
Anyway, I spent too much time talking about my alien stuff. And my phone's ready to die.
All right. All right, go ahead. J Sabs, ladies and gentlemen. There she is. Look at her. Go ahead.
Wait. Brian Laundrie's parents' footage. What does that mean?
They released body cam footage of when they were going to the house to try and get information on Gabby Petito. It's terrible. I'm going to play it.
Yes. Why? Why is it terrible?
It's just bad. It's just not, it's not great.
Linderella. Ooh, stick around and find out.
All right. Well, let me wrap up this point about what was I talking about? Jaguar?
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. No, I like that we have an assignment now. We have a little alien conspiracy theory thing to prep.
I want to be serious. You never heard about this though before?
No. I mean, listen, I've heard crazy things about Brookhaven National Lab. That's been around forever because it's one of these like research laboratories. It's in this weird part of the island that has nothing around it. It's a big circle. There's all scientists there. But I actually, I don't want to say this like I know people there, but when I was when I was on the air here, the station that I was on was big in that area. So we used to do like hangouts and meetups and things like that. And a lot of people who worked there came. So I got to know a lot of those people and they were all like, there's nothing weird going on here. It's just a fucking research laboratory.
Likely story.
Right. I mean, what are they going to say? Right. But they were all very nice people. The Brookhaven Lab people were all very kind to me always. They never showed me any alien. I feel like I was in enough with them that if they had an alien over there, I would have gotten a tour. I would have been able to see it. But
oh my God, I wish.
Yeah, I wish too.
If I got to see an alien,
it'd be great. I honestly, the fact that Donald Trump didn't confirm it when he was in office makes me feel like that we don't have any aliens. Because I just don't think that's not something he would have kept quiet. I just feel like he was over there showing nuclear secrets to people. There's no way they showed him the aliens and he was like, okay, I'll keep my mouth shut about this. Like,
that's true.
There's no fucking way. So that makes me feel like we don't have aliens. But that's just me.
Maybe.
Me.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Let me go. Let me try to find out more about the aliens and more about Adams.
Text me the show because I want to put it out so everybody knows we could all watch it and we'll talk about it. All right. Thanks.
Right. Bye.
There goes J Sabs. With the breaking news with the source. Eric Adams indicted. All right, back to Diddy. We'll wrap this up with Diddy here. So Jaguar Wright was talking, and she was basically saying that 50 Cent only wants to see Diddy go down because 50 Cent wants to take over. That's what she said. And the reason why I bring up Alex Jones with this is because, again, it becomes an Alex Jones, Joe Rogan type situation. I love Joe Rogan. I respect Joe Rogan. He's phenomenal. He's a great comic. He's a wonderful podcaster. Revolutionized the business, right? Stuck with it. Did a good job. I respect Joe Rogan. Alex Jones, not so much. But Joe Rogan, yes. The problem with them becomes once you have one conspiracy theory that you can prove or that you believe in, and it comes to fruition, like Epstein, next thing you know, everything is a conspiracy theory. So you have these people who just believe the worst in everybody and everything, and I just don't believe that. I don't believe that to be true. You can call me naive, certainly fair assessment, but I don't think that the whole world is bad. I think there's definitely bad people out there. I think there's definitely bad actors. I think some conspiracy theories are true. But when you get into these things, like when I hear Jaguar Wright go, oh, 50 Cent only wants to take over because he went. Does he? I don't know if that's true. I feel like because of your life experience, you may feel that way. And that's certainly understandable. Like I say, it's about cops all the time. I have a lot of friends that are cops, family members that are cops. Being a cop is a tough life, especially in New York City. It's tough everywhere. It's really tough in New York City. You're seeing a lot of things that are not great, and that is going to inevitably change your outlook on life. Same thing for people who serve in our armed forces. If they're out in military zones or they go through training, basic training and everything like that, like your outlook on life and the world is going to be different. Once you enter a scenario where you could die at any moment, that is going to put a stress on you. Once you're like, I've had some friends and family members who are cops who have told me stories that they have gone through and they have seen. And I'm like, you got to stop talking to me. I don't want to hear this stuff. I want to live in a world where these things don't happen. That's why I'm grateful for our armed forces and armed forces and sources. And I'm grateful for our police officers. Look, are there bad police out there? Sure. There's bad people in every walk of life. Do bad police officers wind up doing really bad things? Absolutely. It's terrible. And it should be stopped. But at the same token, if you put on a uniform every day and you go out there and you risk your life to save others, that's admirable overall. As a whole, I'm going to admire a person like that. And they see tough things. It's not an easy thing to go through. So it changes their outlook on the world. Jaguar Wright, for whatever she's gone through in her life, I don't think she can see the good in somebody. I don't think she can see somebody like 50 Cent who's trying to shed the light on Diddy have good intentions. They must have bad intentions. Why? Because everybody in her life, her poor life, have had bad intentions around her, right? Something that you can't really shake. So I think Jaguar Wright has been at the forefront of trying to uncover the bad things about P. Diddy. I think she's trying to uncover the bad things about Jay-Z. But I also think that her claim to fame has become the person who talks about these things. And so now there's got to be something to fit into your ethos every step of the way. And I just don't think that that's necessarily true. It's not to say that we're going to believe everything Jaguar Wright says. It's not to say that we're going to discount everything she says. Obviously, there's some truth to the things she's been saying because she's been talking about Diddy and a lot of other people for quite a while. But she definitely maintains that Jay-Z is worse. And Jay-Z is going to go down too. And we're sitting here and we're talking about this. And Justin Bieber, wherever he is, could probably blow the lid off of this whenever he wants. And you have to wonder, is he debating that? Has that decision already been made? Is he going to remain quiet for his whole life, or is he going to sit down and talk? Is he going to go right to the police and talk to them, or is he going to sit down with Oprah and talk to her, or Joe Rogan, or whoever he decides to talk to? Is Peter Jennings still around? Find out. I like Peter Jennings. Sorry, I keep hitting this thing. Peter Jennings is Dan Rather. I think Dan Rather's still with us. I'd love to get Justin Bieber and Dan Rather together. That'd be amazing. That would really be something else. I don't know. I really don't know. Is Usher going to say something? If these guys say anything, it's wide open. Everybody's going to go down for this. Everybody. I mean, it's there's just no way this stops with Diddy. There's going to be other celebs that fall. Last episode, go back to it. go back on our YouTube channel. We got a YouTube playlist now with all the Diddy stuff going back to when his house got raided, and prior to that, even we were talking about Diddy rumors that were going around. We got it all on a playlist for you on our YouTube channel. Click the link at anthonyonair.com. Go to our YouTube, search our playlist. Boom, it's right there. There's going to be more, like there's like the parties and the celebrities, all the people that we named. Again, Regis was at these fucking parties. Like, again, I'm not saying Regis did anything wrong. I'm just saying everybody had that entryway. Everybody was at least at the party. I don't know if everybody stayed till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, when it seems, from what we can tell, that's when all the really bad shit was going down. But they had the chance to, right? They had an opportunity to stay. So we'll see. We'll have it for you, of course, the second it comes out. I did mention Aubrey O'Day. She was with Diddy when he had a show called Making of the Band. This was during the reality show Let's Find a Pop Star time period. She is coming, and she's spoken out against Diddy for quite a while. Then she was quiet for a little while, but she has come out and said that Diddy groomed and controlled her appearance while filming Making the Band when she was around 21 years old. Danity Kane was the group. She's now 40. She was talking about working on the MTV reality series back in 2005 along with Combs. She told the Daily Mail, quote, "I look at the beginning of Making the Band and little Aubrey auditioning, and I'm like, I don't know how I became the sexy face one. This is all going to be part of a Crisis Queen podcast, according to the Daily Mail." Combs is on camera saying how much he hates it, but he's off camera telling me all the ways I need to be groomed properly, like down to my toenails. O'Day alleged that Diddy labeled her the looker of the band and once set her out of the studio because her toes weren't properly polished. She alleged that grooming was part of Combs' abuse cycle, saying, quote, "With Diddy, I saw multiple sides of him, but I don't know who I was even talking to that was sober. There was always an element of something going on." O'Day claimed Combs once forbid her from being friends with a certain very big named person whom he was also involved with. That was the first time Combs kind of said, "You're not allowed to be around that person ever again," she recalled, explaining she knew her unnamed friend's experience with the rapper. She alleged, quote, "And that was the first time I started to see the dynamics change with just how he approached me on camera." Interesting. So I guess she was with a guy that he was with? Is that what she's alleging? That's what I'm getting from this. She got booted from the group for not doing what was expected of her, not talent-wise, but in other areas. She said on the Call Her Daddy podcast just 2 years ago. She said on the Crisis Queen podcast, which is coming up according to the Daily Mail, quote, "After coming off of Diddy, there's not many people you can go into a room with and get that type of high from. Grooming is a process. They don't just abuse you one day. It's like the military. They break you down and build you back up into the soldier they need you to be for the country they need you to be fighting for." I think what's crazy about this is we're calling this grooming, but I mean, prior to these moments right now, this is the music business. Like, that's just period, end of story, the way it was, which I never really understood. But again, when you're living in the pre-internet world where making it as a talent was democratized, right? Because you could just put stuff out on the internet and be discovered and found and grow a following and become a personality or a singer or whatever. Prior to that, the opportunities were there was gatekeepers there, and you had to go through those gatekeepers, and all those gatekeepers did the same exact thing: separate you from friends and family. You know, like she was just saying, groom you. That was basically the music business. I talked to a lot of music execs over the course of my career. I interviewed a lot of them. I had the chance to interview the guy who signed Michael Jackson. His name escapes me right now. We didn't get close for a while, but we did a couple of things together, And the music business is just fucking, it's crazy. It's as crazy as they say. Michael Jackson, he was on Motown, and then a lot of people don't really remember this, but he left Motown, and there was a time where he wasn't really doing much before he started putting out solo records. And he was making an appearance, and there was a guy, it'll come to me. If you go into my YouTube channel, go back to the old interviews, you'll find this interview. This guy was in the city, and he discovered Michael Jackson. He's like, I think we could sign this guy. I think there might be something more to this kid. Because back then it didn't happen, right? You were a child star. You did your thing, Shirley Temple, whatever, you had your moment in the limelight, then that's it. You disappeared. You never had a career after that. Child stars didn't grow up to become adult stars, regular stars. But this guy saw it in Michael Jackson, thought there was more there, and there was. And then, of course, they had a mess of, I wasn't able to find out about all the allegations and stuff. I think I did ask him about it, but he gave me a runaround answer. So I don't know about any of that stuff. I'm saying I don't have any insights for you as far as that kind of stuff goes. But my point being is this was standard operating procedure. This is how the music industry works. Even if there's no sexual abuse to it, they would still separate you from people. They would still put you out on the road. Do you know how many artists I talked to over the course of my career that were just like, I don't even know where I am. I had one artist one time. She came to town. She's a pretty big deal, bigger in Canada. And she comes to do a show for us, right? Because the station that I worked at, I've said this before, the station I worked at, if you made it on a station like ours, there was a few of them across the country that they would put new music on. And if it did really well, was requested, whatever, then they would make a play for the bigger popular stations across the country, right? If an artist did well with us, then they would go to stations in New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, etc. So this artist is on the cusp. She's right there. She comes to town. We're backstage. We're talking. And I go, "How you doing?" She goes, "I'm wearing clean clothes for the first time in like a month and a half." And I went, "Good," was the answer I was looking for. I wasn't expecting that sort. Like, it kind of like hit me right in the face. And I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah." She goes, I just spent the last 45 minutes in the laundromat, and it's the most normal I've ever felt. And I was able to wash all my clothes." And she's like, "I put them on and I feel like clean." Because she's like, "I've been just going from station to station with my manager, driving across the country, doing a gig here, radio interview there, press interview here. Like, I'm just going nonstop." She's like, "I sat in the laundromat." And she's like, "I almost cried because I was just like, this is so wonderful to be in a laundromat." I'm like, dear God. But that's what it takes. I mean, that's what it took in the pre-internet world. Now the internet was around, but it wasn't like there was TikTok, or I don't even know if there was Spotify back then when this was happening. You just couldn't. There wasn't Spotify. What was the one? No, it was the pre-Spotify thing. You just couldn't. You couldn't make it without the record industry giving you the blessing. It's one of those kinds of times. So these people go through horrific things. There was another woman who claimed that Diddy assaulted her. She came out with let me see here. Her name is Talia Graves. She came out with Gloria Allred, who's a big time attorney when it comes to these sort of matters. So she had a press conference the other day, laid out her accusations against Diddy. And we'll keep our eye on that too. I got to move on because we've been doing an hour 13 on Diddy. So I want to get to the Brian Laundrie clip before we finish up for this episode. Appreciate all you guys in the comments and everything. Thanks for constantly reminding me what I'm trying to say. Coming through big time on stuff that we have forgotten. It's been a huge help. You guys in the live chat, awesome as always. I'm so appreciative of the audience here. All right, so we've been following the Brian Laundrie Gabby Petito case. Obviously, this was a big deal a couple of years ago, And, again, it's another one of those things where we have a huge playlist with all of the shows that we did on this. We were there when Gabby was missing. We were there when her body was discovered. We were there when Brian went missing, when his body was discovered, all that kind of stuff. And now this body cam footage has been released, and it's not the most earth-shattering thing in the world, but it's really, really telling. I mean, I want you to put yourself here. If you think it's not earth-shattering, put yourself in the position of Gabby Petito's parents. Now, I knew somebody who knew her parents. I did not know her. She's from a town 15 minutes away from where I'm doing the show from right now. So this was a bigger story in the area here. But I always wanted to be careful on how we treated it. But I feel like this is important to share with you again because of all the coverage that we've put towards this instance. So they released the body cam footage. And again, I want you to put yourself in Gabby Petito's parents' shoes. I'll make this a little bigger for everybody. Put yourself in their shoes. They don't know where their daughter is, right? They have no idea where their daughter is. And they know that she went on a road trip with her boyfriend. They know her boyfriend is back at his home down in Florida. They don't know where their daughter is. And these police officers are going to the house to try and figure this out. And this isn't the first contact the police officer makes, but take a listen here. The officer knocks on the door, waits outside of the little Florida room there.
Northport Police Department.
Yes.
Hi, sir. I apologize for bothering you. I have the detective on the phone.
I'm not talking to anybody.
You don't want to talk to us?
No.
Okay, she's on the phone. You don't want to talk to her now?
No.
Okay. When was the last time that you saw Brian and Gabriel?
Well, Brian is here.
Brian is here?
Yeah, and that's all I'm going to say.
So the officer says Gabriel, by the way. He means Gabby. This is obviously very new and very fresh at the time. Again, you can see the date. This is in the days where she's missing. The parents have called the authorities because she's missing. They've been calling them and not getting an answer out of them, so they start calling the police. And the father turns around and says, well, he was here, but she's not here, and that's all I'm saying. They've already talked to their own lawyer at this time, and they're just stonewalling the police while this poor girl is... I mean, could you imagine having a family member missing and the pieces of shit are protecting their piece of shit son?
And that's what you're saying?
Yeah, we have an attorney. They've been calling. I don't know. That's all I want to say. I don't know why so many attorneys aware they're calling. So I can give you his number.
Whose number? The attorney's number?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like that, please, so I can give it to the detective. Thank you.
So he goes inside to get the number, and the cop is on the phone with the detective. Like, the detective is on the phone, and the father refuses to talk. And he comes out and gives the number to the cop.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. And just to let the detective know, is Gabriel here? Or?
No.
She's not here. Okay.
Yeah, the fellow was here last night.
Yeah. Okay, so is this her vehicle? Her van?
It's both of them.
It's both of them? Okay.
Bye.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And there's the van. And you can see the cop walks by. There's the van that we spent so much time tracking and trying to figure out where she was and piecing together that whole thing. I mean, you guys have been with us for a long time. You remember this. It was like massive. And now just to see the thing sitting in the parking lot, in the driveway like that.
Hello? Yeah. Yes. And it's all on my body cam. Okay.
So we'll skip ahead there because you hear the cop say, yeah, it's all on my body cam. And he gets in his car and he reiterates to the police, the detective.
In the van in their driveway, and they won't tell you where she is.
Yeah, and I asked him right now in front of you, who does that van belong to? And he says both of them.
Yeah, it's registered to her, and her family feels that it's hers. So, I don't know how it works out there. And her phone's been off now for 10 days, and there's been no contact with her whatsoever. So I don't know if that van's a crime scene. I don't how did it return there. If he supposedly flew home, there's definitely some issues going on.
Okay, you have the tag on the.
Put them in touch with me.
You have the tag on
Maybe
the.
notify a supervisor too. I don't know how it works.
Yes, I will. I'll definitely notify supervisor.
So that because the detective that he's talking to is up here in New York, is where the disconnect is. So she's like, I don't know how it's working down there, but we got to figure something out, because the family's saying it's her van, the father's saying it's both their vans, and then here's another, and this is heartbreaking. So another police officer arrives. I believe this is the next day or perhaps a little later on, and he tries to make contact with them as well.
Chris, this is Sergeant Selzer with the police department.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I hate to bother you. I know you've already said you don't want to speak or don't want to help us. I'm trying to figure out something for parents. You guys as parents, all they want is their daughter to know that she's safe. So I don't know where it all started before. I don't know what's transpired. I don't know anything about that. I'm here to know if you guys know anything. It would let the parents at ease and go from there.
Well, we don't know anything.
Okay.
And that's all.
I mean, anything that you guys would be able to give them is any type of help. Last time your son saw her, anything like that. Am I able to talk to your son? The other officer said
he's not going to talk to anybody.
Okay.
We're not going to talk to anybody.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna lay it out for you if you want. The New York detectives are a little pissed, and they want me to do a whole bunch of things that I'm trying to
Well,
avoid.
then you have to do what you got to do, and we're not going to. That's that.
Okay. I mean, as a parent, you wouldn't want to know where it happened with
I
your.
understand what you're saying, but thank you.
I mean,
No, we're not going
it, it makes it very odd, don't you think? From my point of view,
Well,
Chris.
goodbye. For now, you couldn't call our attorney and give your phone number.
I don't have your attorney, and an attorney's not going to answer at 10,
Well,
11 o'clock at
but
night.
I'm not speaking to anybody.
Yeah, we're not comfortable
without an
talking to
attorney.
anybody.
So that's that.
Yeah.
Okay. So the van is only registered to her. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm telling you, the
Okay.
title on the state of Florida is it's only hers.
Okay.
So it's not supposed to be here.
Okay,
So I'm going to take a tow truck and get it. Is a car in the way?
that's my car. I can move it.
I mean, so you don't have any issue with us taking the van?
If that's what you're saying, you got to do. You got to do.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm not speaking to you anymore.
Yeah, without our attorney.
Okay.
I can move the car for you.
You don't find that odd that you guys
Good
really?
night. Good night.
Okay.
Don't knock on my door anymore.
Okay. Are you going to move the car?
I'll move it.
Okay.
If you're
All right,
sitting
so
around,
there you go. And that isn't that crazy? Thanks to Fox 5 and their YouTube channel. We were able to grab the body cam footage from Fox 5 in New York here. So we appreciate them for putting that out there so that we can comment on it and give our take on it and our opinion on it. Isn't that chilling though? Like the cop even was just pleading with them on a, you're a parent. Wouldn't you want to know where your kid was? And they're just not saying anything. And the cop's like, I'm gonna tow the truck away. And the guy's like, I'll move the car. Like, I mean, oh my God. How could you be so cold-hearted? And like I said this before too, I understand, like if your child did something wrong, you'd want to protect them no matter what. I understand that. I do, I get it. But to put another parent out at the same time, like, oh man, that's so tough. That's so tough. Now look, it came back around. They got theirs, right? They lost their son too. He wound up dying in this whole thing. That's the fate that Brian Laundrie was met with. But in those 10 days, I mean, you heard the cop say it's been 10 days. They don't know where the daughter is. Like, those were some crazy times. And I remember until they found the body, it was crazy times because it was like these people know something and they lawyered up and they're not letting their son talk to anybody. Then they didn't know where the son was. And then the whole thing spiraled from there. Again, we got a whole playlist on the YouTube channel for that. If you want to go back there and do the whole thing. But actually, reading about what happened is one thing. Actually seeing it is way worse. Don't you think? I mean, if you think I'm wrong, call me an asshole in the comments. I'm fine with it. But when I saw that footage, I was like, oh, this might be not, we've already talked about this. And then I watched it and I was like, no, this is something everybody needs to see. Thank you, Mountaintops. Wait, are you agreeing that I'm an asshole, or are you agreeing that the footage is worse? Please clarify. I mean, could be a little of both, to be honest. That's fine too. But yeah, it just to see it is just it's fucking chilling. It makes me want to. Thanks, DJ Shenanigans. It makes me want to lock my children in their room for the rest of their lives. I mean, it's just the whole thing terrifies me. The whole thing fucking terrifies me. My kids are getting older and they're starting to do more little independent things. And I'm telling you, parts. I don't know if you can see it. There's a lot of gray here. This is starting to go missing. I'm pulling a little Polly Walnuts here. I didn't gel up for this episode. It's part of me is dying. The more and more my kids do more independent things, the more part of me just absolutely fucking dies. Two quick pieces before we go. Trump says Iran has already made attempts on his life that didn't work out, that he's surrounded by more guns than he has ever seen. We know that they've hacked he's alleged that they've hacked his account. That's basically been confirmed too by everybody else. From what I understand, Iran has been feeding stuff to the media to release, and the media is not releasing it because they're trying not to, interfere. They're trying not to let an outside government interfere in our elections. So I know it's going to kill some people who hate Trump. I'm sure they'd love to get their hands on some data and information, but on the other hand, it's like you can't let foreign governments get involved in this. So they're hacking his campaign. They're getting out, but now he's saying, he wrote on Truth Social, big threats on my life by Iran. The entire military is watching and waiting. Moves were already made by Iran that didn't work out, but they will try again. Not a good situation for anyone. Of course, if you're the Republican nominee and you're the bombastic Trump, you're going to want to play that up as much as possible. Playing the victim does score you points. It's clear that's what he's doing. And he's not alone in the endeavor, because we got the story this morning, too, that one of the campaign headquarters for Vice President Harris was shot at overnight. Now, this is over in Arizona. So the one of her campaign offices in Arizona, everybody showed up this morning and there were several bullet holes in the windows outside. So at some point after midnight on Monday, they discovered that the office was shot at. Clearly, it was late at night, so they knew that nobody was there. But to me, that's a message job, right? You want to say how easy it is to do this without actually doing it. No one was in the office, but obviously it raises concerns for the future. Public Information Officer Sergeant Ryan Cook has been quoted as saying, detectives are analyzing evidence collected at the scene. The additional measures have been taken to beef up security for the staff and others in the area, the local police has said. Staff workers arrived at the office Monday and reported what appeared to be gunshots fired through the front windows. It's the second time that criminal damage has been reported at this particular office in as many weeks. Just after midnight on September 16th, the front windows were shot with what appears to be a BB gun or a pellet gun, according to police. No arrests have been made in either incident. Authorities are investigating all possible motives. And of course, this is after the two attempts on Trump's life. So we are living in some crazy, crazy times, for sure. We are living in some absolutely batshit crazy times. Speaking of batshit crazy, did you see Biden? Biden's in New York City today, gives a speech. He's in New York City. On the stage he's on, it says New York on it. He gets up on the stage to give a speech. He goes, "Welcome to Washington, everybody." Okay. Should be fine. Jill's got it all under control. Let's not worry, everybody. It will be fine. But it's like you see him now and you're like, there's no way this guy could have fucking stayed in there. He's getting worse by the day. He is absolutely getting worse by the day. All right. That's going to be it for us. Just checking to see if there's anything else about the indictment of Eric Adams. Adams is claiming he's being persecuted by the federal government for speaking about the city's migrant crisis. Well, dear Lord, I would hope not. Adams will surrender to authorities early next week. It's now being reported. In a video statement released, Adams said he wouldn't step down and pledged to fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and spirit. I will request an immediate trial so that New Yorkers can hear the truth. New Yorkers know my story. Okay, they know where I come from. I've been fighting injustices my entire life. Okay. Right now, the U.S. Attorney's office has declined, the Southern District of New York has declined to comment. Sources close to Adams said late Wednesday that the mayor had not been told of the expected indictment. Cops have put barriers outside Gracie Mansion moments ago to force reporters back from the house where the mayor lives. Details about the exact accusations remain unclear, but are believed to be connected with allegations of the Turkish government illegally funneling money into his mayoral campaign in exchange for approval of a Turkish consulate in Manhattan. Boy, that's tough. You know, I hate to sound like such a fucking nerd in a square, but crime doesn't. You're the mayor of New York City. Do you know the fucking book deal you're going to get and the speaking engagements? Like, just ride the thing. It's better off just going through it. There's going to be money at the end of the tunnel. There's going to be a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. You don't need to do something illegal to get it now. You're going to have a lifelong income stream coming in. You know, you're just going to. Yeah, Christina's right too. Reagan was out of it by the time he left the office. Yeah, say, listen, the office is going to drive you crazy. The office of the presidency will drive you crazy. President Biden was on The View today and was fine. I did watch a clip of that. Everybody was making a big deal about the whole bug and the squishing thing and all that jazz. Listen, we're not talking about. I'm only talking about politics when absolutely necessary. You know, people shooting up a campaign office, another country trying to kill a presidential candidate. That's newsworthy. I'm trying to stay away from the other bullshit as much as possible. I think it's burned everybody out. I really, really think it's burned everybody out. And we have so much Diddy stuff to talk about every friggin' day. Somebody else is coming forward. Somebody else is giving an interview. You know, so there's going to be lots of Diddy stuff to talk about. So stay with us if you're curious about the Diddy content. We'll have it for you every single step of the way. We are still going to discuss, again, putting together some stuff for this Ghislaine Maxwell that Diddy has. He has his own Ghislaine Maxwell, so we'll be discussing that maybe even as early as next episode on Friday. We're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8:30. Well, anywhere from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. Sorry, start time's a little rough, but that's the beautiful world of podcasting. You get to listen to it whenever you want to, and sometimes it starts whenever we want to. You know. And have you seen how Rudy turned out? Who? Giuliani? He's doing just great. I don't know if you know this. Got a whole landscaping business he's started. Huge. Very popular. It's becoming a very big, they cover all the seasons, the landscaping business. I'll have you know. So I think Rudy's doing just fine. Yeah, Rudy cracked up. Remember, he was America's mayor. He was, post 9/11, we all thought that guy was going to be president. Remember that? Like, we all thought, oh, Giuliani's going to be there. We love that guy so much, the way he handled 9/11. You know, everybody, remember during that was the start of everybody not liking Bush, right? Bush sat there. He was told what was going on. He didn't move when he was in the classroom. People were not high on Bush post 9/11. I mean, again, it was a time for mass patriotism, right? So nobody was going to be too critical, but they were a little like, eh. And then, you know, as they do with the president, they take him up Air Force One, make sure they're safe. He kind of wasn't around for a while. People didn't love that. Where was Rudy? Rudy was fucking down there with the lights and the flashlights and the shovels. He was in there getting his hands dirty, making it happen. Rudy was beloved. And then he just fell. Because he went into the primary that first time around, remember? And nobody wanted to vote for him. Nobody. And I was like, how is this possible? I thought this was a shoo-in. I thought there's no way he's not going to get elected president. He wasn't. So he lost his luster long before he got involved with Trump. And ever since then, it's been pretty bad. That's it. That's all I got. I wish I had more. I wish there were more. There ain't. There ain't. There will be more. We'll have more Diddy. By the way, my the theme song that we have, gone. It's gone. I deleted it and have tried to get it back, and it is gone. And I'm like, I have the thing because Frank wrote the theme for us. I have the theme. I don't have the whole outro put together. And I was searching for it literally all day today. So we're just going to leave you with this.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now.
And we'll see you guys on the next one. Go ahead. Take care, everybody. See you.